makumaso. Akantam kesi edisese. Mini odani biu. Mido yasia humatie. Oh nana nyami ashemeso. Where miss we media mamia. Oh oh oh. Oh baby ni mo baby. Na ho Brazil ni me tene swama sorry. Ooh we groove. But I want no mystery. Come yeah. Ooh we groove. But I want night in Nantes. Come yeah. Mash it, flash it. Yeah. Oh, me for prono so be kuni wa mami. If it just no so be se ban strap mami. Ne ba no say, ne pata papa me yo. Yes, your doesn't know mommy breakfast in bed. I think here good morning papa me eh. Some pass on dosa, not to adapa. All the name, I got the punching bag. Baby, I'm not trading a shit to me. Magic my comedy, the woman goes on me home. I tell you, and your friend, I worry here. And you're the summer code in the studio. Tom and Jerry, I worry, dear, meeting you. When you're missing that, I do wow. And you're so good, I'm a new titia. And you wow. I do and you're so bad, I'm a new glass here. And you when you bring a crown on me, don't know more. Oh, can of crown on me, don't know more. Nanka bed and I, oh, yeah. Wait. Yeah. No one a menya Sambe ya na me wanwa Yontia sienko yo Nanke bede na yoya If you see me one empa depa Oba fa say dia one de benya You won't fence Aboagye yo Me see me tini wija yo Adia me penso na mi po Me see me nya wa Jordan Me you ya na mi wane Ubi abayu abana be Missing daily we ana me wano Yontia siepa woko we Nanke bede na yoya Usu kurana me dono mo Se musika nka mesida ya chenwo Minya sika metanto mabama nwa We nantia siecha ye mwe nanke bede na yoya. Necha na mi donwo, Aboagye ya mu bedie. Isuwa mpenti na mi wane, nanke bede na yoya. Ukaye de wasa mudia na mi dono mo, ukano kurano na mi dono mo, nanke bede na yoya. We.
Drop from that in my bones. So I dream no do it hear me. You are saying that David the man wow. You walk on and you said you come see you. Woo, yeah. I can never live without you. Drop from that in my bones. So I dream no do hear me. Drop from that in my bones. So I dream no do it hear me. You are saying that David the man wow. You walk on and you said you come see you. Woo, yeah. I can never live without you. Drop from that in my bones. So I dream no do hear me. Shan na yoko. So that was the same deal be around you. You are saying that David Imao. You walk on and you said you could see you. Strong yet, me. I want my dream with some share Bobby. Now this is because I was in my soul, baby. You say, Miss Adia, fair of it. As is the campaign, I'm your mentee. You the bread, never brain. That's your was saying. Daliana Makayo. Kobane sana sayaba sakumanchane no adieni muno waropanso yansakani anene mwana juo. Oh dear darling, I can never live without you.
DJ Prince Paul. When do you need Miss Medicine. We don't be a quiet check. And then what to make club was say over. The come down the Jamie because you're on the quiet. We say me go get this one me intimidate. And you need to man when you're midday. I hear one flow. Yeah, never emotion you're busy. You want to put in a sissy bomb. I don't want my so I don't want to. If you be a bar, then you did say, yeah, no be undocumented. If you come in, because you're undocumented, automatic to me. I am by young. I am by young. I am by young.
Black Star DJs worldwide.
So bema binti choba bio, yana mi ropa. Se bema dia se wumpa, nemse na unim ya uye bio. Nyamisha wo, ganamba. Nyamisha wo, hey. Nyamisha ma, ganamba. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Nyamisha, oh, Ganamba, Nyamisha, oh, hey, Nyamisha, Ganamba, Ganamba, oh, yeah,
You say? Live and ready. Hello, everybody. Hello, each and everyone that is tuned in today. The 5th of March, looking forward to the 6th and the 7th because we have so much lineup coming your way this weekend. It's the 64th Independence celebration of Ghana, and we want to wish Ghana a happy celebration. And we know how far we've come, even though it's a COVID section. And all these pandemics going around, we're still keeping our heads up and making sure that we sail through peacefully, we sail through helpfully, make sure we always have our masks on, even though we're not wearing our masks at the moment because we're all in our individual homes, locked in right here on Zoom. So the name is Elton Dizikwe as your host. You can call me BZQ. And also today I have with me two strong personalities that are going to be helping as moderators on this show this afternoon, wherever you're logged in. I don't know what time it will be at your zone, but it is afternoon, almost evening over here on this side of the pond. So wherever you're logged in, please let us know where you're logged in from, where you're watching us. If you're logged in on Zoom or on Facebook or watching us on the internet, just let us know. And please drop a shout out in the comment section and we'll also give you a shout out and let you know. So like I was saying, today is going to be a very tight discussion. Anytime you see me on Black Star platform, you know it's about to go down. It's about to get hectic. So we have with us Ghana Embassy. We've got representatives from the embassy all the way from Washington, D.C. with us today. We're going to be talking us to a whole lot of things going on in Ghana and also over here, how best they'll be able to answer every question that you're going to put to them. And doing that today, like I said earlier, I have two strong moderators. I'll be taking over this talk show this evening, this afternoon, this morning, wherever you're logged in from. And also I have with me one of the freshest and toppest DJ in the house, DJ Prince. How you doing? I can see you. Thank you for starting the show for us. So it's going to be going down. He's got a whole lot of music locked in for us to go on. And we're going to have a little discussions about Ghana, like I said, although the COVID-19 pandemic has taken over our lives, our country, the world. We're not letting it hold us down. We're still going to make sure each and every one is safe, and also answer a few questions about how you can get connected if you want to go to Ghana, if you have to get a shot, and how you'll be able to also acquire visas and all the links that you're going to have. So without much to do, I'm going to let the #1 DJ play the national anthem, and please let each and everyone have their cameras on so we can see you as we drop the Ghana's national anthem. Thank you very much, DJ Prince Paul. We appreciate that. So without further ado, before I introduce to you our 2 strong moderators for this evening, this afternoon, this morning, wherever you're locked in, please let me remind you that this is being brought to you by World Remit, a better way to send money. Whenever you want to send money to anywhere in this world, remember the only best way to go through is World Remit. And also we have Aboagye, the best jewelers in this world, to help you with jewelry, whatever fine jewelry that you need. Please make sure you link up with Aboagye to hook you up with that jewelry. And then if you want to send money, like I said, the only fastest and best way is World Remit. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you our moderators for today. First on my list, I'd like to say welcome to both of you. But first and foremost, can Mr. Akua, can you please introduce yourself and let us know who you are? Introduce yourself, please.
Thank you, MC DZQ. I want to say welcome to everybody. Happy independence to Ghana, all my proud Ghana people. Today is a great day to celebrate. Once again, my name is Akua Mwako. I am the founder of Afropolitan Cities, but today I am serving the capacity of founder of Black Star Agency, which is a top talent agency that is trying to create global opportunities for Ghanaian talent all over the world. And so today we are very happy to partner with the Ghana Embassy and a few diaspora organizations to put this event together. A lot of you already know that this is going to be a weekend celebration, but before we get the music and the dancing going on, we wanted to make sure that we take some time to discuss and celebrate and just think about how far we've come as a country, and also talk about some of the pertinent things that are important to Ghanaians and people that are interested in engaging with Ghana. And so we have a very distinguished panelist today. We're going to talk about a range of topics, investments, trade and investments, tourism, diaspora partnerships, and obviously, it's a town hall, so there's going to be plenty of time at the end to ask questions directly. And so I am excited. I hope you're excited to have this discussion, but I'll turn it over to my co-moderator, DJ Fisho, to introduce himself as well.
Thank you, Kweku. Sometimes I get confused on what to say when I'm asked to introduce myself. And well, specifically since this evening is not about music, I guess I would use my full name this evening. My name is Angelo Eko Achampong, and for purposes of this evening, the founder of Music for Your Quarantine Feet. It's an infotainment virtual event on all the social media platforms, which we do every Sunday, and also a professor of communications here in the Washington, D.C. area. But today I am a proud citizen of Ghana, ready to celebrate our 64th Independence Day celebration. The wonderful thing about this evening is it's not about me talking or people talking, but we have a whole number of guests who would give us a 5-minute roundup from various topics. The difficulty was deciding on what topics to speak on, but we managed to narrow it down to some that we find pretty interesting. And we hope that over the next hour and a half or so, we'll be able to get out the necessary information and receive good questions from our audience to be able to ask some questions. Without further ado, I would like to introduce our first speaker for today. And she's none other to get an independent message from the acting head of mission at the Ghana Embassy. She's Mrs. Genevieve Apalu. Genevieve Apalu is somebody I'll call a lifer because she's worked all her life at the Foreign Affairs Embassy, having worked in Nigeria, Togo, Niger, France, just to name but a few. So without further ado, I'll go straight over to Mrs. Genevieve Apalu to set us off for this evening's activities. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Good evening to all the panelists. Good evening, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to join all of you in the celebration of Ghana's 64th Independence Day anniversary. On behalf of the President of the Republic, the government of Ghana, and the entire staff of the embassy, I extend a heartfelt congratulations to all Ghanaians and friends of Ghana in the United States of America. Let me also quickly thank Kweku, the CEO of Afropolitan Cities, and the entire Afropolitan Cities team and all collaborators for coming together with the embassy to put together this wonderful event. 6th March marks an important day in the nation's history, in our nation's history. It is a day that serves as a reminder for all Ghanaians globally to reflect on our heritage, our history, our progress, and our strides towards a brighter future. Ladies and gentlemen, so much has changed since this March 2020, when some of us came together at the Chancery to commemorate our independence. On 11th March 2020, barely a few days after that celebration, the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a global pandemic. The months that followed were very challenging for Ghanaians, both at home and abroad. Here in the United States, we suffered the unfortunate demise of a few of our citizens. As an embassy, we reached out to as many of their families as possible to sympathize with them. May the souls of the dearly departed continue to rest in peace. The embassy also instituted a COVID-19 fund to support the fight against the pandemic in Ghana. Our partnership with Ghanaian churches, associations here in the US serves as an example of what we can achieve together. Collectively, we raised close to $60,000 even in these difficult times. The fundraising committee is currently working with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to procure some critical equipment for presentation to the beneficiary institutions in the coming days. Permit me to use this platform to extend our sincerest gratitude to all Ghanaians across the United States of America, friends of Ghana, the musicians who performed at our virtual concerts, and the various associations and churches who made this laudable feat possible. Ghana resolves to fight this COVID and remains very resolute. As you may all be aware, last week, Ghana became the first country to take delivery of 600,000 AstraZeneca COVID vaccines acquired through the WHO's COVID-19 Vaccine Global Access Program. On Monday, March 1st, 2021, President Akua took the first vaccine to begin the deployment of the COVID Shield vaccine program. And happily, many Ghanaians have since been vaccinated. I'm sure all of us have heard from loved ones in Ghana who have received the vaccine so far. Plans are underway to acquire more vaccines to ensure that the majority of the citizenry are vaccinated by the end of the third quarter 2021. This would restore some amount of normalcy in our country so that government and the people can focus on the critical development agenda of the country. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as we reflect on the significance of our independence as a people, I call on all compatriots to continue to strive for excellence in spite of all the challenges that confront the world today. Also, let me humbly remind all of us that building a self-sufficient Ghana will depend on the efforts of all Ghanaians, especially those of us in the diaspora. So let us continue to stay united and resolute in our support for our government's effort to build a strong and equitable socioeconomic environment for our people. In a few moments, the heads of the Trade and Investment and the Information and Public Affairs sections of the Embassy will give some highlights on trade and investment opportunities in Ghana, as well as ways in which you can support the Embassy to project and promote Ghana here in the United States. Once again, my gratitude goes to the Afropolitan team. Indeed, this program is a testament to how the skills and talents of our diasporans could be leveraged to benefit our country, the country we all love so dearly and cherish. Finally, as DJ Q said, let us all continue to mask up. Let's stay safe, and let's take the vaccine when it is our turn to do so. I look forward to a very fruitful discussion this evening, and I wish everybody a happy Independence Day. Thank you all for your attention.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Genevieve, for such a wonderful message. And as you mentioned, we hope that everybody is staying safe out there. One of the reasons we wanted to make sure we hosted something online is because we wanted to provide a very compelling online alternative to our typical, festivities that we do around Ghana independence to keep Ghanaians safe. So I'm happy that we're able to pull it off. I also want to say thank you to our sponsors that made it all possible. World Remit and Moije. World Remit is a money transfer money. I'm sure a lot of you are already familiar with that. With them, if you're not familiar with World Remit, make sure to check them out. worldremit.com. And then Moije is a newly established jewelry company. They make some very, very amazing jewelry, and they actually have recently released Ghana Year of Return collection. And so you probably want to check them out. Moije, thank you so much for supporting this initiative and making it possible. Moving on, once again, I want to welcome everybody to the program. We appreciate you guys taking time off to be part of this celebration to kick off the Ghana at 64 Independence Weekend. We just had a wonderful message from Ms. Genevieve, and next we're going to talk about trade and investment. And so, without further ado, I'm going to introduce Ms. Cynthia Jokoto, who is the head of trade and missions at the embassy. Ms. Cynthia, are you here? Let me make sure my production team can have that on the. There you go. I see you. You're on mute. While she's turning on. Okay, I think you're unmuted now. How are you doing, Miss? Can you hear us? Okay, yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, all right.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. It is an honor and privilege to give an overview on Ghana's trade and investment opportunities. The Trade and Investment section of the Embassy takes key interest in facilitating assisting and promoting businesses to and from Ghana in collaboration with key investment implementation and facilitation agencies such as Ghana Investment Promotion Center. What makes Ghana unique, one may ask? Ghana is West Africa giant, stable, prosperous, and one of the best places to do business in Africa. The investment climate is attractive, highly competitive compared with its peers in sub-Saharan Africa, ranked as the best overall place of doing business in West Africa, and placed 118th globally in World Bank Ease of Doing Business in Report 2019. Ghana's investment climate is further placed on a higher pedestal by several factors like its political stability, its availability of skilled, trainable, and competitive labor rates, the quota-free and duty-free access to the U.S. market under the African Growth and Opportunity Act, the proximity to the EU with only 6 hours of flight time, and the U.S. market with 9 hours of direct flight time on daily Delta flights from New York, JFK to Accra. It is worth noting that United Airlines has also announced plans to offer direct non-stop flights from Washington, D.C. to Accra, Ghana, starting late spring of this year. Investment opportunities. With industrialization as the core component of state policy, government launched the 10-point industrial transformation agenda, which aimed to expand the manufacturing sector, reduce unemployment, and as it relates socio-economic development by seeking to drive investment in strategic industries. Government is seeking partnership with potential investors like you to support development of local value chain. Several opportunities abound for investors to set up manufacturing operations throughout the various regions of the country based on the natural resource unique to each region. For example, shea butter is produced in the northern part of the country, so investors can take advantage to locate processing plants in the region to process shea butter into beauty products for export to international and regional markets. The agro-processing segment is a major drive of industrial growth, accounting for 56% of the projects approved under the 1DYF initiative. The segment growth could prove a lifeline for the country's agricultural production. Policies such as the Ghana Beyond Aid strategy aim to mobilize the agricultural sector so that it can serve as the foundation for an integrated agricultural processing industry. However, further investment is needed to ensure a reliable supply of raw materials and produce. Most among the audience may have families who own farms producing fresh fruits like pineapple and can easily set up factories to produce these fruits into packaged fruit juice for local consumption and exports. Another segment that is well positioned for expansion is cocoa processing. As the second largest producer of cocoa in the world, there is ample opportunity for Ghana to diversify from exporting raw cocoa to doing more processing locally. The energy sector. The energy sector has seen significant development in recent years due to the growing demand of energy for both residential and commercial uses. The key energy subsectors with opportunity include oil, natural gas, terminal power, hydropower, and renewable energy. Currently, another opportunity are the development of off and on-grid renewable energy source, the expansion and rehabilitation of existing hydro and terminal plants, the power management and distribution, the commercial production and management of the natural gas sector, the real estate sector. Investment in private residential properties has been growing consistently, accorded by the growing population and the middle class in particular. The gap in residential homes is estimated to be in a deficit of about 2 million housing units as at March 2019. This presents a huge opportunity for private investment in the sector as well as public-private partnership to drive low-income residential properties. The growth in demand for residential properties has led to a growth in the mortgage market, which presents yet another opportunity. Also, retail mall development has picked up in recent years, largely driven by the population demographics and the growing middle class and its unique demand in consumer products. There are multiple shopping malls and hotels being developed across the country, dominated by a mix of local sponsors and private equity firms, which are supported by syndicated led by local and foreign banks. Opportunities for private sector-led investment in this sector shows no sign of slowing down. Information, communication, and technology sector. Ghana represents Africa's fourth largest market with respect to mobile and internet penetration. Major regulations reforms continue to improve the quality of service and infrastructure. Opportunities exist for the deployment of IT infrastructure, software, e-commerce, digital broadcasting, which can be exploited with various foreign direct investments and through public-private partnership. The tourist sector. Tourism has been one of the key drivers of Ghana's diversification in recent years. Prior to the COVID-19 pandemic, Ghana recorded high visitor growth in 2019 and increased focus on investment in tourism infrastructure due to the Year of Return initiative, which brought many international travelers to the country, the majority of whom were from U.S., aimed at commemorating the 400th anniversary of the arrival of the first enslaved African to the U.S. and targeted primarily to encourage the diaspora community and those with African roots to travel, reconnect with their history, and invest in Ghana and the continent. The campaign is reported to have yielded approximately $3.3 billion in tourism receipts from 1.30 million arrivals. The success of this initiative led to the follow-on Beyond the Return initiative for further engagements with the diaspora community to attract diaspora investments, for which purpose the Ghana Investment Promotion Center has created a diaspora investment desk to facilitate engagements with the diaspora to spur investments. Investment opportunities in the tourism sector includes water recreation, ecotourism facility, park and service development, development of culture and archaeological sites, development of hospitality facilities, including hotels, restaurants, farm parks, and conference facilities. What this opportunity means in practical terms is that Ghana offers you a chance to be an investor in several sectors, which leads to export products to the U.S. market. So, for example, when you walk into your favorite retail outlet to shop for clothing, food, beauty, or other consumer products, you would be able to find and purchase products that are made from made in Ghana or labeled as made in Ghana. To this end, for prospective investors to be able to take advantage of these opportunities, the Embassy gladly offers reaffirmation of our commitment to working with you all to ensure Ghana become the best investment destination. In conclusion, as one investor has said, Ghana is Africa for beginners. It is the best place to get a feel of Africa. For more engagement, please contact us at trade@ghanaembassydc.org. We are here to make your dream happen. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Cynthia. That's my production manager. There you go. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is really great information. You know, one of the things, or the reasons why we felt that an event like this is needed in the diaspora is because, you know, there's a lot of people in the diaspora, not just Ghanaians, the diaspora at large, right, that are very, very interested in just exploring investment opportunities in various sectors in Ghana. You know, we know that the opportunities are there, and you heard Ms. Cynthia lay out some of the progress made and the opportunities available. On the diaspora side, we know that the will is there. A lot of people are looking to invest in various sectors, but somehow, you know, the connection sometimes is broken. And so events like this really allow us in the diaspora to connect directly with the embassy to understand the progress and opportunities available in the various sectors. So definitely, if you are interested in you know, investing in Ghana, definitely try to engage with the embassy. If you have questions, today is a great opportunity to put some questions in the chat room, and we'll see how we can make that connection happen. But thank you so much, Ms. Cynthia. I learned a lot from what you just said, opportunities in agriculture space, infrastructure, cocoa processing. And I am blown away by the numbers you put up for the year of return numbers. 13 million, you know, arrivals and 3.3 billion in economic boost. That's amazing. That's simply amazing. Thank you so much.
I'm sure when we speak to Akwesi Agyeman and Annabelle, Ms. Annabelle, they will even give us a whole lot more related to that. But yes, that was good. I've seen a few questions coming in about dropping your contacts in the Zoom chat. So for all the presenters, if you can do that at some point in time, read some of the questions in the chat room. You can drop your contacts so people can get to them, because I really doubt we might be able to answer all the questions. It gives you another alternative to respond to questions that people may have. Okay, Quicks, what's next? I know something you're very excited about is coming up.
I know. You know, this is my domain. Once again, thank you so much. If you're just joining the show, this is the reception and town hall with the Ghana Embassy. We have a lot of different Ghanaian organizations, and I want to take this opportunity to also say thank you to all the Ghanaian organizations that partnered with us to make this event possible. I would definitely say thank you to World Remit and Moje, our official sponsors. You know, as the founder of Afropolitan Cities, we engage a lot with the diaspora. And given the fact that we have operations in about 8 different cities, one of the things that keep coming up, you know, talking about interest in investment opportunities, is, you know, people just looking for opportunities to partner with the Ghana government, you know, find partnership opportunities with the embassy, and just don't know how to make that happen. And so, again, there's a lot of reasons why we did this, but we wanted to make sure the diaspora, we want to begin the process of building direct access with the Ghana embassy for anything Ghana related, right? So I'm very excited about the next person coming up, Mr. Kofi Tonto, who is the head of information and public affairs at the embassy, going to talk about how we can unlock opportunities for Ghana through diaspora partnerships. Mr. Kofi, I can't wait for this one. I think you're on mute.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kweku, thank you very much. And then to everyone who's made time to join us, it's an exciting day. And happy Independence Day to everyone. I'm very excited that we've been able to put this whole exercise together in commemorating our history and what Ghana stands for. As you rightfully said, my topic is to discuss issues related to how we can leverage the talents and skills and resources of Ghanaians in the diaspora. Mrs. Apalu made mention of our partnership with Afropolitan Cities, but I want to just go back and reiterate the importance of what we've been able to achieve, the partnership we've been able to achieve between the embassy and the Afropolitan cities. Because for me, that's an epitome of what we can do if the two institutions, the embassy and other Ghanaian institutions, come together for the purpose of building up Ghana, promoting Ghana, and projecting Ghana, and driving trade back home. I also want to cite an example of how we can leverage the relationship between the embassy and Ghanaians in the diaspora. So last year, I believe it was in May, we held a virtual concert to raise funds to support the fight against COVID-19 in Ghana. In order to do that successfully, we had to partner with Ghanaian musicians and talents across the United States and then also in Ghana. But one particular person stood out to me. She's someone who works for Sony Badu. She's a young girl. Her name is Colette. She is, I believe, Colette is about maybe 23, 25. So from everything, from production, from graphics, editing, everything put together, this young lady was able to do it. And I encourage all of you to go back to our social media, Facebook, and watch the virtual concert. I think we have about 200,000 views right now. And you'll be marveled at the skills and talents of this young lady and what she was able to put together. The market value for what she was able to do, I believe, was about $20,000, but she did it for us for free. It was a 4-hour production exercise, merging everything from photography from here, videos from Ghana, the graphics that she made and everything. For me, it exemplifies how we can leverage the talent of people in the United States, especially to benefit Ghana. We all recently heard about Paul Mensah with Pfizer. This is a Ghanaian who is a vice president for bioprocess research at Pfizer. And he led the exercise at Pfizer to develop the COVID-19 vaccine. I can cite so many examples of Ghanaians in high places, from Wall Street to many Fortune 500 companies at senior level positions. The question is, how are we leveraging all these talents to our benefit? Mrs. Jokoto spoke about trade and investment. If you look at the United States, it's a continent on its own, about over $20 trillion economy. The economy of California alone is about $9 trillion. And then if you come to places like Maryland, Massachusetts, Virginia, these are states on their own with large economies, sometimes bigger than Ghana. How do we as an embassy make the best out of these states and the resources they have to offer? We can do that by leveraging the talents of Ghanaians in various institutions across the United States, in various positions in corporate America, in the education system, in the public system, so that we can identify where the opportunities are. So when we speak about leveraging, this is what we mean. It's about how the embassy can identify the right people to help us achieve our goals. And I'll share with you some of the goals or the purpose of the embassy. Of course, the main purpose is the diplomatic relations, which all of us know. Another important purpose is trade and investment. We also offer client services, which has to do with the passport, visa, and all of that stuff. And then most equally important, we engage in promoting and projecting Ghana. Aside from the diplomatic relations, which squarely rest in the space of some experts, with Mrs. Apalu leading the exercise, there are other ways that we can engage with Ghanaians. I mentioned the example of trade. I also talked about client services. How do we work with Ghanaians here in the United States so we can improve the services we offer to Ghanaians? Where are the growth opportunities? what talents are outside that can come together to support what we do to ensure that we serve all of you very well. And then, of course, when we talk about promoting and projecting Ghana, what events or activities do we have in the United States? Which organizations can we partner with to do something that puts Ghana on the map throughout the United States? Fortunately, we have Ghanaians in the media space, in Hollywood. We have people who work at BET, MTV, and all these places. We need to look at the right strategies and the synergies to make all these things possible. So the question is, how do we do this? How do we ensure that we leverage all these talents? The embassy in the past and still continuously looking at strategies of developing a professional database. Initially, the idea was to develop a professional database that looks at Ghanaians in the multilateral institutions like IMF, World Trade Organization. But I think we can expand it to include all Ghanaian professionals in the United States. You know, let me also cite an example of how we leveraged talent, especially in the COVID-19 pandemic. There's a doctor named Dr. Bertha Aye. She, and not just Dr. Bertha Aye, she was someone that I worked very closely with. But then the entire Ghanaian Physician and Surgeons Association, the Ghana Nurses Association, the Ghana Lawyers Association, the Ghana Nurse Practitioners Association. These are people that we go to all the time for questions, anything related to health, to advise and to support us. But we need to find a more strategic and a more efficient way of doing this. So perhaps the suggestion has come up. Maybe let's design a robust and reliable cloud-based database where Ghanaians can go and provide information about them, and not just Ghanaians, Friends of Ghana as well. Let me also say thank you to Friends of Ghana who've joined. I've seen a lot of people who are Friends of Ghana. Thank you very much for joining this great exercise. But going back to the point that I'm making, perhaps the database will give us the opportunity to have a central point of collecting the information about Ghanaian professionals. And it needs to be more than what is your name and what is your job title. It needs to be robust. So for example, if we take a look at the gentleman that I was referring to, Paul Mensah, we have Paul Mensah, maybe a picture of him, his name, his title, his job experiences, and then we look at some research projects he's worked on, some other either works in the media he's done. So when the embassy or government officials go in the back end of the database, they are able to see a holistic or a comprehensive detailed information about the person and how that person can be useful to Ghana. So imagine all the talented Ghanaians who are helping in the United States. Imagine one or two of them also helping Ghana, especially in the COVID-19 advisory team and being part of the team. Perhaps, should we also look at maybe a board of advisory for the embassy made up of high-level Ghanaians in high positions who are proven and tested in corporate America and institutions, educational institutions, health institutions, so that it can constantly advise the embassy on where the opportunities are and how we can leverage all these opportunities. These are ideas that I think we can begin to discuss. We are more than excited to work with all of you. Whatever suggestions you have, we are more than happy to sit with you and do this. Most importantly, we will be happy if we can identify great talents in the IT space, in the agile project management space, and any space that can help us achieve this almighty, robust and reliable and cloud-based database. So we can begin to use it as a point of reaching out to Ghanaians in the diaspora and leveraging the support and the resources they have. So I won't say much. I know people probably have a lot of questions. I'll leave it for the question time. But I also want to say that we are very, very excited for this exercise. And again, thank you, Kweku and the Afropolitan team. DJ Prince Paul, I go back with you to Worcester, Massachusetts. It's nice seeing you. So thank you very much for the opportunity to engage. And I look forward to any questions, as many as possible, so we can engage. You can email us info@ghanaembassydc.org, info@ghanaembassydc.org. Please reach out, people with IT background, agile project management background, any background that can be of use to us to be able to set up this database. Please help us and reach out. Let's begin the conversation. If you have any great ideas, any opportunities across the United States, please reach out, info@ghanaembassydc.org, and let's engage. Let's look at how we can support and raise and promote Ghana. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Kofi. I'm glad to hear the embassy is quite open to collaborating with the diaspora in various ways. I really like the idea of the diaspora database that allows the embassy to tap into the amazing human capital we have in the diaspora. And also, I think the diaspora board of advisors at the embassy will be a great start. I think it will be a great start, and it will be a good way to sort of start the conversations and sort of bring some of the ideas to the table. I know that a lot of people are online, Ghanaians and non-Ghanaians. I know we have a lot of African Americans online as well. So I want to say once again, happy independence to everybody that's online. If you're a friend of Ghana or you're Ghanaian, happy independence. You're welcome to this program. It's Ghana's 64th independence, and we're online with the Ghana Embassy talking about various topics. If you notice that we're trying to keep the topics really, really short because we want to give a lot of opportunity at the end for it to be a proper town hall for people to ask questions, right? So bear with us, giving you a taste of everything, a little bit of everything, and then we'll get to the town hall component of it, right? Thank you so much. I think that we skipped a video. Now that Kofi has talked about potential collaborations for the diaspora, and Mrs. Cynthia talked about various investment opportunities. We have a video, from GIPC that we want to show that will kind of summarize a lot of what investment opportunities are there in Ghana. So I'll have my production manager.
Ghana, a stable political environment within the West African sub-region with established democratic institutions and systems to ensure good governance in the country. Strategically located in the center of the world with easy access to EU, US, South America, Asia, and African markets. Tema Port, a developed seaport with duty-free imports on manufacturing equipment. With an ongoing renovation and expansion, the port is aiming to transform into the largest shipping hub for West Africa. A world-class airport designed to meet the latest International Air Transport Association requirements. Ghana has international standard logistics infrastructure to local, regional, and global companies, with modern road infrastructure giving easy access to West African market of over 370 million population. Over 60% arable land and 336,000 irrigable land available for commercial farming, presenting expanding opportunities in agro-processing. Producing oil in commercial quantities since 2010, and the introduction of more sustainable sources of power significantly increased the country's energy sources. With a mobile penetration rate of 79.94% and voice penetration of 132.44%, the highest number of fiber optic points in the West African sub-region, and the fintech industry worth over $32.49 billion, Ghana's ICT sectors ensures the highest quality of global connectivity. Ghana's growing consumer market is providing compelling reasons to invest in the services sector. Modernized healthcare, which is second in Africa and fourth in the World Health Governance Capacity Index. Ghana is committed to its education development with the aim of producing a well-educated workforce. The country is focused on housing and infrastructure with existing demand of over 2 million units nationwide, with a robust ecosystem of fast-growing banks, non-banking financial institutions, and a well-established stock exchange. Ghana is known for diverse wildlife, colorful culture, numerous World Heritage sites and world-class hotels, which makes the country one of Africa's favorite tourist destinations. The government of Ghana, through the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, is committed to driving investment reforms to improve the ease of doing business for both local and foreign investors. Welcome to limitless possibilities in a steadily advancing and dynamic economy.
You.
Nice production.
I think it's fair to say Ghana is open for business. So guys, make sure to, if you have ideas and you're interested in investing in Ghana, don't sit on the ideas. Make sure to reach out to the embassy because the world is there, as you can see. I also want to, before official comes, I also want to mention that this event was not only put together by our sporting series. It was a collaboration between MQF, the man that you see on the screen, Mr. Fisher, his organization, and Ghana Diaspora Pack. They will be speaking on the panel as well. These three organizations came together to put it, and obviously Black Star Agency. We all came together to put the show together. So I want to make sure we acknowledge that. But obviously, events like this and productions like this can be a huge undertaking. Without the support of our sponsors, it will not be possible. And so I want to take the time to recognize World Remit one more time, a money transfer company, one of the fastest ways to send your money to Ghana, Nigeria, and a lot of other countries. And I also want to thank our jewelry company called Moije. It's an African-owned jewelry brand, and they are doing some amazing stuff. I have one of their representatives here, Mr. Diallo, who is going to talk to us briefly about what they are doing. And they also have a raffle, so you have an opportunity to win one of their amazing year of return collection. So, Mr. Diallo, if you're ready, we're ready for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Although you see my DC flag, since that's where I'm a resident, I'm also a resident of Ghana. And I'm here in Ghana right now in the great city of Pokwasi at the moment. Again, I wanted to thank you so much, and I wanted to reiterate what Brother Kofi Tonto said about collaboration throughout the diaspora. And although the year of return in 2019 has officially ended, and we've extended that with beyond the return, you can also keep the spirit of the year of return alive with this jewelry collection of pure fine African gold created by jewelry designer Daniel Moget and Brenda Joyce. I've just added a link into the chat where you and everybody on this call has an opportunity to win one of the jewelry pieces. And just to give you an idea, it's a limited edition pieces for a limited time, about a month. Only 400 pieces will be made and sold exclusively by Moget Fine Jewelry. And you can see the pieces on the screen, whether you get a medallion, whether you get cufflinks, whether you get earrings. So you can see the beautiful pieces that are there on the screen. These are investment pieces, and this is one way that you can invest in Ghana. This is also one way that you can show your support for Ghana. As you see the Sankofa medallion on the screen, you see the cufflinks there. You can pre-order it today, or you can check the link that is in your chat and sign up to actually win one of these pieces. The winner of the drawing will be pulled on March 7th. So we encourage everybody to enter the competition. These gold pieces, the centerpiece of each item is made from 24 karat, 99.9% pure African gold. The coin is either 1 ounce or 1/10 of an ounce, depending on the piece. And the gold around the centerpiece come in either 14K or 18K. So again, my name is Diallo Sumbri. I'm here on behalf of Daniel Moje and Brenda Joyce. I'm also one of the co-architects of the Year of Return and served on the Year of Return Steering Committee. I see Mr. Kwesi Ajamin, I bow to you, and my sister Annabelle McKenzie. Thank you so much for allowing me, a member of the diaspora, to contribute and continue the relationship that Ghana has started with the diaspora, with Ghana's first president, Osagyefo Kwame Nkrumah. So please take a look at the link that is in your chat, sign up, and have an opportunity to win the gold piece. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. For sure, I think this is last time you're telling me how amazing these pieces are. I think this is the opportunity to get one.
Well, I mean, we're from the Gold Coast, right? Anytime we hear gold, we get extremely excited about that aspect. And so definitely Moje is something that we'll all be very happy about. And for those of you listening, it's a 3-day event. Today is a lot more talk. I've been seeing people asking for music. So there's more talk today, music tomorrow, and music on Sunday. And it's on Sunday's program that we shall reveal the winner of the raffle. So that's something that we were looking out for. Okay, so we've had investment conversation. What comes up next? It's almost automatic that at this time we discuss tourism. And when we talk about tourism in Ghana, one of the biggest events that was announced worldwide was the Year of Return and Beyond the Return. Year of the Return was a very successful event. And two of the key people behind that are those that we see today, or speaking to us this evening. So the first person I'd like to welcome is the CEO of Ghana Tourism Authority, Mr. Kwesi Ajamin. And even more importantly, an old vandal. But we shall leave the vandal discussion for another time when we get together. We'll leave that for another time when we get together. But for now, I'd like to welcome Mr. Kwesi Ajamin, CEO of Ghana Tourism Authority. He'll give us a few words and as we move on with the program. Welcome aboard, Zuri.
Thank you, Fisho, and good evening, everybody. It's once again a very good time to connect with African diaspora and also our brothers and sisters in the U.S. And across the globe. The U.S. market for us in Ghana is huge. Indeed, year on year and in the Year of Return, visitations to Ghana was contributed largely by the U.S., the North American market, with about 18% of the 1.13 people that came to Ghana coming from the U.S.A. And so it's an important market for us. And more importantly, it's not just about African Americans, but also second, third generation Ghanaians who are looking at ways that they can connect back with the motherland in business, in recreation, in sports, and so many other areas. A lot of the presenters have already talked about tourism, so I'll be brief. You know, tourism is the fourth foreign exchange earner for us, fourth contributor to GDP, but it's our vision to make it number one, because we see it as a low-hanging fruit. And so if you look at what we're able to achieve working with people like Diallo, Panafest Foundation, Annabelle and the US Embassy, the Ghana Embassy, sorry, in the US, Kofi Tonto and co, we were able to really create a very coordinated, well-coordinated campaign that brought in several people to Ghana. Indeed, if you look at travel decision-making, although 2019 was good, we were anticipating that 2020 would be better because people now got to know about Ghana, they saw the videos, they saw the pictures. But we know what COVID did and what COVID has brought us. But we are still very clear in our minds what we are trying to do. And that is the reason why just at the tail end of 2019, the Beyond the Return initiative was launched. And it sits on 7 pillars. I know Annabelle will talk about that. But those pillars were taken out of feedback that we got from people who had come to Ghana, issues of visa, issues of citizenship, the right of a vote, Invest in Ghana, for example, looks at ways that we can collaborate amongst ourselves as Africans to build a better economy and a better country. And so Invest in Ghana is one of the pillars that we are looking at, and that looks at collaboration. And so seeing Diallo present these gold medallions gladdens my heart, because it's just the beginning of so many things that we could do. We know government policies in trying to build several factories across the country, the one district, one factory. And we are inviting, working with the GIPC, several of our African diasporas to look back to the motherland and look for some of these opportunities that exist. In terms of our tourism potential, heritage tourism is key. I mean, we have the history, we have the history on our side, Ghana's Pan-African legacy, starting from Osajifo, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, through J.A. Kufuor, through PANAFest with Jerry Rawlings, to the Joseph Project by Jake, and now the Year of Return by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. So we have a history of being the pace setters when it comes to Pan-Africanism. And that is something that we can always build on. Then we also have other opportunities in adventure, tourism, ecotourism. Ghana is also known to be a very hospitable destination. Everybody who has come to Ghana has fallen in love with the people. And so it's something that we sell quite aggressively. And that's why our tagline, culture, warmth, and rhythm, the warmth of the people, the beautiful people that you meet and how they make you feel welcome, is something that we want to build on. Like I indicated, we are still working on some of the preparatory work that needed to be done. Indeed, we couldn't do that because we just transitioned from 2019 into 2020. So we've used the lockdown period of 2020 to look at some of the things that had to be done. Things like policies, e-visa, and diaspora pathways that we can build for people to make it easy for people to come to Ghana. And so we are well primed and well hopeful, that once this pandemic is over, and now that we have the vaccines coming in, 600,000 of them here already and more to come, we are hoping that by the last quarter of 2021, it will be a good enough time to have another December in GH that will bring in thousands of our African diaspora. We have kept in touch with our source market through our return conversations that happen every other month. And I'm hoping that through such conversations like what we are having today, last week I was on Fisho's show, we can still keep ourselves relevant to our source markets and keep ourselves in tune with the African diaspora. So once again, I want to thank everybody for being on the call, Kofi Tonto Fisho and the Black Star Group for putting this together. We are always available to communicate and collaborate on so many other issues that we can share with the general public and those on the platform. Thank you very much.
Awesome, awesome. Always great to listen to you speak. It's always nice to hear people who know exactly what their job is, talk off the cuff, and it's always nice listening to you. Okay, so somebody who works closely with Mr. Kwesi Agyeman is also on, and people call her the manager of Year of Return. She's currently the program manager of the Beyond the Return project, a former employee of Deloitte who used to live right here in Colorado and now living in Accra. And it's taking time off to be with us this evening to talk about the year Beyond the Return and what it entails. So I guess at this time, Mrs. Annabelle Mackenzie would be an opportune time for you to speak to the audience right now. So if Annabelle is ready.
I am ready. Good evening, everyone, and happy Independence Day from Ghana. So just a little bit about myself. My name is Annabelle Mackenzie. I'm an African-American that repatriated to Ghana in May of 2018. So it will be 3 years this May that I've been living in Ghana, and this is my second Independence Day in Ghana, and it has been great. So a lot of information has been covered about year of return and beyond the return. So I will just highlight some of the key points, and I will give a little information about my experience in Ghana as a repatriate. So Beyond the Return was built off of the success of Year of Return, and there are 7 foundational pillars. Those pillars are Experience Ghana, and that's where all of the events fall under. So the December NGH, the Full Circle Festival, where you saw all of the celebrities that came to Ghana. Panafest was one of our major events, and we'll continue to have events like that under Experience Ghana. The next pillar is Invest in Ghana, and we work closely with the Ministry of Finance, GIPC, the Bank of Ghana, and other organizations to identify investment opportunities for diasporans and historical diasporans and Ghanaians. And I know investing in Ghana is a major thing that a lot of people want to do, and we want to make sure that we have the proper opportunities. The next pillar is Diaspora Pathway to Ghana, and under this pillar is where sits citizenship, residence permits, and how to make it easier for diasporans to get back to Ghana, and also for the Ghanaian diasporans, because it's important for everyone to be able to come to Ghana. We want to make that process straightforward. Next, we have Celebrate Ghana, where we're celebrating Ghana's rich culture, tradition, and heritage. We want to make sure that we change the narrative about what Africa and what Ghana is, and we want to tell our own story. And the next pillar is Brand Ghana, where we will also focus on marketing, digital marketing, traditional marketing, and we're owning our personal brand. Give Back Ghana is our community service pillar. So what we're working on right now, we plan to plant 100,000 trees throughout Ghana this year. We've also We've also worked with organizations to build schools, and we're also going to identify different community opportunities that diasporans abroad can support without actually being in Ghana. We have Promote Pan-African Heritage and Innovation as our final pillar, and that's where we look for innovative projects around Pan-Africanism. So those are the 7 pillars. And what I do as manager of the Secretariat is I look for partnership opportunities. I work with event organizers. When diasporans come in to visit Ghana, they normally stop by my office, and I will share my experiences with them and help them during their time in Ghana. Me as a diasporan, one of the major reasons that I moved here, and Ghana welcomed me in a wonderful way. I know most people want to focus on building the American dream, but I wanted to focus on building the African dream. And Beyond the Return and Year of Return has allowed me to do that. And I want to encourage other diasporans to prepare to come back to Ghana. No, it might not be an easy thing to do, but if it's something that you really want to do, you can do the proper planning and put the steps in place so you can either repatriate to Ghana, or you can come visit as a tourist, or you can come for investment opportunities. If you want to learn more about Beyond the Return, our website is beyondthereturngh.com. You can find us on social media at Beyond the Return. And I look forward from hearing from everyone during the question and answer session. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. And if you have plans of moving, please make a move before Steve Wonder gets there. Kweku. Thank you. That was nice listening to you, Annabelle. I think Kweku will take it on from here for the next one.
Yes, thank you so much, Annabelle. That sounds like a great experience you're having in Ghana, and thanks for all the amazing work you and Akua are doing for Ghana. I mean, we really felt the impact of the Year of Return campaign. You know, when going to Ghana becomes a trend, you know you're doing something right. And so kudos for all the amazing work. So Next, we have, let me take some time again to acknowledge all our partners, MQF, Fisher, Ghana Diaspora Pack, Black Star Agency and Black Star DJs. We want to thank everybody for joining the show. We also want to thank our sponsor, World Remit, fastest and most convenient way to send your money to Ghana and all over the world, and Moijay Jewelry. Make sure to click on their link and be part of the raffle so you can win some good jewelry. Next, we wanted to make sure that we had a voice of the diaspora in the panel, and so the person I'm about to introduce next is a representative for an organization called Ghana Diaspora Advocacy Group. I'm sorry, Ghana Diaspora Public Affairs Collective. And what they do is an advocacy organization which was started by Ghanaian lobbyists, political and professional, business professionals to advocate and empower the African diaspora. And so in essence, they represent us. And so we have Akua Tremantin, who is going to speak about their work and some of the amazing progress they made in terms of empowering the diaspora. If Akua is available, we're ready for you.
Yes, can you see me? Hello, everyone, good evening.
Good evening, we can hear you, there you go.
Okay, very, very good. Oh, I've so enjoyed this program. I feel like I'm with family this evening, and it's Ghana Independence Day. It's a celebration. Normally we'll be getting together with our best kente and, get to do our two-step. Oh, okay, this will have to suffice. I would like to thank DJ Quakes, DJ Fichot, the Black Star DJs for inviting us and partnering with us, and the embassy for continuing to be a great partner of the diasporan community. I love that you shared that we are here to be a voice of the diaspora. That is exactly that, by being a collective. That is why, that is in our name, Ghana Diaspora Public Affairs Collective. I know it's a mouthful, but every word means something. It means that collectively, as Ghanaians, as friends of Ghana, as those interested in Ghana, we can work together to advocate on issues through civic and political action. We have the resources to do it. Mr. Tonto went through a whole list of all these wonderful people in wonderful, powerful positions. What are we doing with those powerful positions, right? How are we working together? So GHPAC, we're based in DC and in Accra. We have a 501c3 arm that's focused on community building, as well as a political action committee that supports candidates for office. And then our policy think tank really seeks to promote certain issues, including trade and investment. I know that's been an issue that everyone has discussed today, as well as immigration issues, COVID-19 relief. So many Ghanaians and those in the diaspora are essential workers. Are we accessing the relief that's out there? Are we aware of it? We are making sure that we are educated on those issues. Most recently, though, we were able to host now U.S. Foreign Relations Chair, Congressman Gregory Meeks. We love him from New York. He is so focused on Africa being center of the agenda and promoting access to investment and trade. And during our town hall with him, one of the things that we did discuss was how diasporan investors could have better access to trade and investment back at home. Sometimes when you look at the issue, you see that a lot of the large enterprises are weighing in and cashing in, but how can small and medium enterprises do the same, especially if you're not on the continent, if you're here? One of the things that we know about at GHPAC is that actually, if you're an American citizen, the US government actually provides support for diaspora investment, meaning your business, your project back at home could actually receive funding and risk assurance from US government. Not a lot of people are aware of that. And unfortunately, not a lot of people of color are aware of that, or people are like ourselves are aware of that. Ghanaians certainly are not aware of that. And meanwhile, we're, rubbing our coins together, rubbing our pesos together to do these projects when we can actually receive support. Just last year, the US government provided $8 billion for over 300 businesses on the continent. Normally, Ghana is a recipient of them. There's usually a lot of projects in Ghana where they get that kind of support. Unfortunately, last year, not one peso. Why? Because we didn't apply. Okay. And so what we're going to be providing GHPAC is master classes on this issue. So please visit our website if you are interested in this and joining our business club where we help to share information about how to navigate this process. There's so much money there. We don't have to struggle. So please get in touch with us. Another important resource that we're providing for the community in the upcoming year is pro bono immigration legal support. And I know one of the upcoming speakers will be focused on that, talking about all the immigration reform changes with this current administration and what we need to know. Most recently, GHPAC pushed back against a proposal of the Department of Homeland Security that said that international students from Ghana wouldn't be able to stay for more than 2 years. How ridiculous is that? Ghana being a strategic partner of the United States, Ghanaians who have contributed so much to this country, it didn't make any sense. We've pushed back on it. We don't think it will succeed. But these are the kinds of things that we are doing to promote and advocate. I've seen a lot of people in the chat talk about and ask about questions around citizenship. Obviously, a lot of us in the diaspora have dual citizenship. I'm sorry, that's my little one. Dual citizenship. And, unfortunately, that is starting to get complicated. Do you need an ID? Do you need a passport? How do you navigate these issues? We are looking forward to providing support in that area, as well as looking at how we can expand dual citizenship rights. And we're looking forward to having those conversations. And then lastly, voting at home. So if you don't know the history of this, ROPA is a law that is backed by the Ghana's constitution. It was upheld by Accra's High Court that said that if you are Ghanaian living abroad, you have the right to vote at home. We spend over $4 billion in remittances, right? Imagine the kind of development, sustainable development we could see if we were able to make that investment into something that was strategic, right? So social investment, financial investment, if we could corral this resources in a smart way. So we are in large support of ROPA, and we know that the Ghana government will be looking to see how to implement it and how to figure out where we are. Mr. Tonto talked about this directory. How do we connect with one another? This is something that we are very serious about, and we'll be tracking the issue and educating the issue, as well as working with the Ghana Electoral Commission. So we are looking for volunteers. We want everyone who has ideas to join us. Also let us know what we should be focused on. And then one more thing, sorry, this past election cycle, I should mention that more Ghanaians ran for office than ever, and actually more Ghanaians were elected to office than ever. It's a changing time in this country. African Americans and Ghanaians are working together. We were just working hard in Georgia. We were able to have a great conversation with Senator Warnock. We are so proud of his election as well. And can you imagine if we're able to really build our Black global power through money, all right, and politically? Okay, so we have to do it together. So please, I already see some chats coming in, and we look forward to the conversation. Thank you.
Awesome. Always wonderful to listen to Adjoa speaks. She's extremely passionate about what she does, and I'm very, very happy about that. There's a lot of information that you shared That definitely put a smile on everybody's faces, judging from the comments that were coming. And I hope that you can put your contacts in the comment section so people can reach out to you after that for more information. Time is fast spent, and yet I know there are a lot of questions that people want to get to, but there's still somebody else on the panel who has to speak before we open up for questions and answers. So at this moment, I would like to talk, I got to talk brilliantly about immigration reform changes. And I think at this moment, we'll talk to Mrs. Akua Aboagye, Esquire, the founder of the law offices of AK Poku. I've met her, an extremely likable person to talk to. And I think at this time, Akua would like to talk to us. She's based in Northern Virginia, specializes in U.S. immigration and trademark law. And at this time, Akua, I'm sure your phone lines have been buzzing with questions and questions about immigration reform. What can you talk to us about before we open up the phone line?
Hello, good evening, everyone. Fisher, thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much to everybody for coming, and thank you to Mr. Kofi Tonto for also inviting me. So this is a very exciting time for immigrants here in the U.S. Let me start off by saying that between 2017 and 2020, ex-President Trump actually implemented more than 1,000 immigration policy changes. And so he was, as everybody knows, his policies were they didn't favor immigrants too much. And so it's little wonder that President Joe Biden, upon taking office, pledged to make immigration reform, one of his major things he was going to undertake. So we'll just jump right into it, and then I'll continue by saying that immigration law is a very complex area of law, and it's been adjudged by the U.S. Government and Accountability Office as the second most complex area of law, second to tax law. So bear with me as we break this down very quickly. Okay, so first of all, I would like to say that the U.S., I'm going to talk about how the U.S. immigration system works basically here. We can divide everybody here into four categories. We have non-immigrants. Those are the people that come, for temporary visits. We have the green card holders or the permanent residents. We have the citizens. That's the ultimate status, right? And then we have others. Those are undocumented, the DACA, the TPS people. Okay, so that's what we have now. President Joe Biden and his team actually introduced a new bill into Congress a few days ago. That's the U.S. Citizenship Act 2021. And it's the major proposal of the bill is to, grant 11 million undocumented people status here in the US. So the act is divided into 5 titles, but I'm going to be focusing on Title 1, which I know many Ghanaians are more interested in. The Title 1 is the portion of the bill that talks about granting legal status to undocumented immigrants, and undocumented people are labeled as non-citizens according to the bill. And I have to backtrack and state that the bill is not yet a law. It has to go through certain hoops, voting in Senate and the House. And then once the voting is done, it can be passed into a law. So we're currently still at the bill stage. So essentially, a non-citizen has been defined by the Act as the state of being a non-citizen. That's not too helpful, but essentially just means you're undocumented, and undocumented means, again, you were here on 1st January 2021 and you were out of status as at that date. So that's the working definition. And so people who are undocumented or who do not have legal authority to be here in the US will be given a lawful prospective immigrant status. That's the name of the status, LPI. And then they'll be given that after, going through criminal background checks and security checks, and then paying a fee. They'll also have to establish their identity. And if you have to establish identity, you can use documents like passports. So this is why I tell people, start, if you don't have a valid ID, start processing these types of IDs. You'll also be required to establish your continuous physical presence here in the US since 1st January 2021. And they'll use things like your tax receipts, medical records, educational records, or anything that shows that you've been here, since 1st January 2021. This LPI status will be valid for 6 years. And the documentary evidence, you'll be given a card, and the benefits are that you can work and you can travel. You'll be given a social security card as well. After 5 years, you become eligible to obtain to apply for a green card, and then you'll get the LPR status, which is what we have now, the lawful permanent resident status. You'll hold that for 3 years, and then you'll be eligible to apply for citizenship, which is, of course, again, the ultimate. So, there are some exceptions, of course, that we can't get into now, but there are some benefits also of being a green card holder. You can work, you can stay outside the country for 1 year, unlike the lawful prospective immigrant status, where you cannot stay outside the US for more than 180 days. Okay. So let me jump into another thing. People have been asking me what my opinion is as an attorney who focuses her practice on immigration law and represents clients throughout the United States. Is this bill going to pass into a law? I'm a very optimistic person, and it's been, even though it looks procedurally impossible, Democrats have majority in the House. It's a split, 435 majority in the House, so that is covered, but Senate is split 50-50, and we need 60 votes to overcome the filibuster. The filibuster simply means that it's a procedural hurdle that is used by a minority, where they continue to debate, or they have an endless debate until whatever bill it is not voted upon. And so we need 60 votes to issue a cloture, where the 60 votes out of 100 will say that, look, let's end the debate and vote this and pass it into a law. So we have to go through all those groups. And even though that seems, procedurally impossible, the facts are this: we have 11 million undocumented people in the US, and this figure has been confirmed by, census bureaus and, demographers, very reputable demographic organizations. And so that is incontrovertible. And my question that I ask is, what are they going to do about the 11 million undocumented people? Would you rather be sleeping in your bed and having two unnamed people lurking in your basement? You don't know who they are, you don't know where they are from. How safe would you feel? So this is a national security issue. And so that's what gives me, some hope that they have to do something for the 11 million undocumented people. So that's that. And then also currently there are 1.3 million pending cases in immigration courts around the United States. And currently wait times are like 5 years. Sometimes you're looking for a court date, you will be scheduled for the next 5 years. Imagine if they have to deport 11 million people, that's going to take over 50 years. That's impractical, and it's simply, the government cannot afford it. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, which is the agency responsible for arresting and detaining people who have violated the terms of their of their stay here in the US, they say, and they have estimated the cost of deporting a person to be $15,000. And this figure is very modest. And so if they're going to have to deport 11 million people, that will be at such a huge expense, the US, and I don't think they're ready for that. I believe that the way, we know how much the US government love taxes, they would like to get these people properly registered in the system and benefit from them, because currently it shows that also 75% of these undocumented people are working. Clearly, 11 million undocumented people, they are working. So I would hope to think that the Republicans will think about all these things and then find a way to regularize them and grant them status so that they'll be given some sort of ID and all of that. So I think the final thing I want to talk about is, oh my goodness, I hear the music blaring already. So I guess I have to end. I hope I haven't missed anything. Okay, well, so I think I'll just end it here. Thank you so much for having me. Well, my name is Akua. I didn't introduce myself in the beginning. I'm an attorney both in Ghana and here in the US, and My law firm, Poku Law, is located in Virginia, and I serve clients all around the US. So, well, thank you so much, guys, for listening. So take care.
Thank you, Adua. Always pleasure listening to you, and I know there's a lot of information you could have spoken on for another half an hour. But it's only appropriate that we move to the next section and allow people to get in to ask questions to everybody who's spoken now. Quakes.
Yes. Thank you, Gil. Once again, I learned a lot. I'm personally interested in how all this immigration law stuff sort of applies to talent. You know, my work involves bringing African talent to the U.S.A., different parts of the U.S. And so I think we'll book some time to discuss, that in particular. So thank you so much for being part of this. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you so much. I know we've been talking. We've talked about a lot of different subjects. We talked about trade and investment. We talked about tourism. We even talked about beyond the return. Now we just heard on immigration, diaspora partnerships, and the Ghana Diaspora Pact talked about opportunities available to the diaspora that we should be capitalizing on. So, resources are available. The Ghana Embassy is available. The purpose of this is to connect the diaspora to the embassy so that we are more informed about these opportunities. So, definitely do well to reach out to the Ghana Embassy. The emails, the websites are already posted in the chat room. We can post it again for the people that need that information. This is Ghana Independence, so I know some people are joining. I want to say happy independence to everybody that made some time to be part of this this event. We are now moving on to the next part, which is the town hall. We are going to open it up to questions. I know that I see a lot of questions coming in on various topics. I don't think that we can answer every topic tonight because I think we have maybe a few, like 20 more minutes to go. And so we will do our best to answer the ones that we can, and the ones that we cannot, we'll make sure that we'll find a way to get answers from the embassy and make it available to everybody. All right. Just before we do that, I want to say thank you again to our sponsor that made this event possible, World Remit. I think we have a special message for World Remit. I think it's going to be about 3 minutes just before we get into the questions and answers. So if my production manager is ready, let's hear from World Remit. Okay, I think, there you go.
Send money to your loved ones with World Remit. With our simple, fast, and secure app, your money gets to your family and friends almost instantly, and it's available 24/7. We offer many ways to collect your transfer, like mobile money, bank deposits, and cash pickup. World Remit is a fast and secure service that lets you transfer money online using a computer, smartphone, or tablet. Download the app and get your first 3 transfers free using the code 3FREE. World Remit, a better way to send money.
Thank you. So this is the interesting part. A lot of people, we had about over 800 RSVPs for this event, which is quite impressive. That tells me that a lot of people are interested in having this kind of dialogue. We obviously had a lot more questions. A lot of questions came in about so many different topics. And so we're going to take our time and see how many of those we can answer. So before we get into that, the first question coming from one of the representatives, managers of Black Star Agency, pertaining to how Ghana is, supporting its talent all over the world. So if Kujo is available, Kujo based in the UK, it's available. I think we'll start with your question and then we'll get into the other ones.
Thank you very much, Kwamako. My name is Daniel Kwaja, DJ Kujo, a member of the management team of Black Star DJs. My question is directed to, I'll probably put it to the panel. Is the government, the government of Ghana, do we actually have the policy in place or any strategy towards encouraging talent in entertainment and arts among Ghanaians in Ghana and across the globe in the diaspora?
Who's this question going to? Could you?
I'll probably put it to, I was just looking at the panel, but I think Genevieve, Mrs. Genevieve, the acting head of the mission, can take this one.
Okay, Ms. Genevieve, I think you're on mute. Let me ask you to mute.
Kujo, thank you very much for the question. Yes, the government has a policy of encouraging talent, just like we are trying to encourage all people of all skills to come back and assist in the development of our country. As you know, especially in the cultural side, Africa does not provide a lot of content into the world cultural business. When we talk about culture, Africa is underrepresented. So Ghana is trying to promote content into that area so that it would enhance the presence of Africa on the cultural front. There's a lot going on the ground in Ghana. There's even a free zones area being developed to promote the development of cultural content. So the government is supporting and inviting people to come into Ghana and push our content so that our culture would also impact on the global scene. So we can give you more information after the event. So let's send us an email and we will be able to link you up to the experts who can help you back in Ghana. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
If I may just quickly add that in 2017, the government set up the Creative Arts Council, and the council was basically to look at ways that we can put structure to the entire creative arts space.
Is trying to add some more information, but he's on mute.
No, we can
hear him.
Yeah, so I was saying the Creative Arts Council was tasked to now put in place structures for the entire industry. And one of the things that they did was to work on the Creative Arts Bill. We all will agree that having structure is important in really promoting the arts. And so the Creative Arts Bill, thankfully, was passed at the last sitting of the just ended parliament. I think that was the 6th parliament or so. And so currently there's a Creative Arts Act that has been passed, and that will birth the Creative Arts Agency. That Creative Arts Agency would then become the focal agency dealing with all the arts. And one of the key things under the Creative Arts Bill that was passed was the setting up of a Creative Arts Fund. You will bear with me that funding is a critical area or issue for people in the arts. And so the Creative Arts Fund will have seed money from the Ministry of Finance, and eventually people can apply for funding from that agency. I know the government is also trying to build a film village, and I know that the minister who was just sworn in this evening has promised to set up a studio, a $20 million studio, to really attract content creation, like Madam Jenny said, where we can have more content created locally and also placed out there on several digital platforms that are currently available. So those are some of the things that are happening within that space. And so we will be happy to share information through the Creative Arts Council, who are part of the agencies under the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture. Thank you.
Awesome, that's good. Well, picking up from, we have a ton of questions. Absolutely no way we'll finish this, but I have a couple of questions here. One from Jay Stoller. and another from Tyne Ori. And I'll try and combine and condense these. And these will go out to their tourism questions. So they'll go out to you again, Akusia Juman and Annabelle. Jay says, what resources are available from the tourism industry to assist with promoting my group tours to Ghana? What resources are available from the Tourism Authority to assist with promoting my group tours to Ghana? And then the second one says, what will the future of Beyond the Return look like during these COVID years? Will there be a continuation of cultural festivals to attract Africans in the diaspora? So with the pandemic, what's the future of Beyond the Return?
So let me take the second one first. Beyond the Return is a 10-year project like we have indicated. And so it's a decade of African Renaissance. And there are pillars that seeks to address almost all the issues that the African diaspora have fed back to us. Issues of investment, issues of the pathways to Ghana, which deals with the e-visa and other things, issues of Pan-African innovation, issues of the brand Ghana itself. And so, like I indicated in my earlier submission, we have taken the period of the pandemic to really get some of the works that's the preparatory works, the policies and the programs off the ground. There's currently a Homeland Return Act that is being worked out. And that Homeland Return Act seeks to address almost everything within the pillars that I mentioned. So issues of how does a diaspora coming in invest? Issues of the right of abode, citizenship. How do I qualify for citizenship? So all those things, the Homeland Return Act is being promoted by the Ministry of Tourism, the Ministry of Interior, and the Ministry of Finance. And we're hoping that very soon it will go to Parliament and then eventually become law, which will then guide the process. So Beyond the Return, it's not just an event or having people come in and have a good time. We are trying to build a sustainable tourism environment and a sustainable African diaspora engagement. And we believe that to do that, there must be some policies, there must be some programs, there must be clarity on issues for people to really want to come to Ghana. We have also kept in touch with the African diaspora through the return conversations. And so if you heard people like Steve Wonder talk about moving to Ghana, that conversation didn't start only yesterday. We've had several panels, return conversations that keep Ghana and the African diaspora connected. In terms of what do we do to help, we work closely with the Ghana Tourism Federation, which is the federation, the umbrella body for all the trade associations in tourism. And as Diallo will attest, when you engage with us directly, we get you in touch with some of the private sector players. And in some cases, depending on the numbers, we sometimes provide assistance with transportation, visa facilitation. At some point last year, Annabelle was processing visas for people coming to Ghana, although that was not her core duty. So we really bent backwards to try and get people to come to Ghana. And I believe you can get in touch through our info@visitghana.com, and we will be happy to assist if need be. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Akwefi. We still have a lot of questions, and so I'm going to ask this question. There's a bunch of questions about COVID and the current state of COVID and how it's affecting business. So I think, Genevieve, I think this one goes to you. A lot of people want to know what the current state of the COVID is, what's the impact on businesses in Ghana, and what is the plan put in place to address the COVID impact.
Yes, I think this is a very good time to pose this question. Things are looking up. Things are looking up. Even during the COVID, government tried to keep the economy growing. It was estimated to have gone down drastically, but by the end of 2020, we were able to manage a growth of about 2.2%. So for this year, we are estimated to grow about 4.8%, which is very good. I mean, looking at the global situation, the COVID has really affected us. But as we are witnessing the vaccination going on in Ghana, the rapid rate of the vaccination, I mean, it's even amazing some of us. Ghana was chosen because we were able to demonstrate that we were ready to roll as soon as the vaccines touch the ground. And so far, we have demonstrated that we indeed have the capacity. Between now and third quarter 2021, government envisages that we would have covered about 20 million Ghanaians. So once that is done, we are hoping to be able to develop the kind of immunity in the system that would enable the economy to pick up again. So things are looking good. Things are looking good. I would encourage anybody who wants to go to Ghana not to hesitate at all once the vaccination has started. A lot more vaccines are expected in the country soon. And so, I mean, I am confident that the government will be able to go back to its development agenda and push the country up.
Brilliant. Okay, I have another question here, and it's for Mr. Tonto. He says from Edwin Okongo. I think he's from Kenya. And happy anniversary to everybody from Ghana. But of course, we welcome everybody from all countries around the world. He says, Mr. Tonto, I'm a journalist from Kenya, and I've been to so many embassy town halls like this from all over the continent. The leverage the diaspora message seems to be the same, but putting that to practice is often the challenge. Specifically, the political elites back home feel threatened by ideas from those of us in the diaspora. How is Ghana going to be different? How are we going to welcome the diaspora a little bit more?
All right, thank you very much. I think this event is a testament to our willingness to engage the diaspora. I also mentioned the engagement at the virtual concert. But yes, his question is very valid. But let me say that this government has actually done something which is remarkable, which is the involvement of the diaspora in the governance process. For the first time, the president has appointed close to 100 people from the diaspora, some including ministers. The current Minister of Education, Dr. Yaw Aduchum, was an educationist in California and is currently the Minister of Education. The current CEO of State Housing, the current CEO of COVID, which is an institution that looks at the technical space. There was a gentleman named Joe Anoche who used to work for NASA, who's currently in charge of National Communication Authority. I can go on and on about the number of people in the diaspora who have been engaged by this current government as far as the nation building exercise is concerned. And how are we here at the embassy doing it differently? We are actually engaging the diaspora through other initiatives, as I've already mentioned. And we are asking that the diaspora reach out to us. As I speak to you, people have already started adding me on LinkedIn. People have sent me messages, and we are definitely going to take this very seriously and engage the diaspora in how we can achieve some of these things. But we need to set the base right. The foundation needs to be solid. And that's why we need to revisit the idea of setting up the right database so we can get the right talents and be able to leverage it the right way. So let's be hopeful. Ghana has definitely shown the way by way of the president engaging people from the diaspora, from London, from Germany. Actually, right now, the gentleman who is leading Ghana procurement, the deputy procurement director, is from Belgium. He was a diaspora from Belgium. So he is helping to refine even our procurement system, which oftentimes is where you find loopholes. They are coming up with a robust system so we can limit the number of loopholes in our procurement processes. So the diaspora is already giving back. Yofi Grant, the finance minister, used to live here. The president himself was a diaspora. So Ghana has a different story to tell as far as diaspora is concerned. We are seriously committed to engaging the diaspora. Lastly, let me use myself as an example. I came here at age 14. I've been in this country for 20 years. And the president and the government engaged me to assist at the embassy. So that's an example of how the government is taking seriously our leverages and the importance of the diaspora. Lastly, we've set up the Ghana Diaspora Office at the presidency, led by Honorable Akwasi Abebu, a very senior colleague of mine, who's leading the exercise as far as how do we make sure that we bring the diaspora in. The Foreign Ministry also had a diaspora desk. GIPC has a diaspora desk. I can continue, but Ghana has definitely shown the way as far as engaging the diaspora, and we'll continue to do so. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Kofi. I think that the idea that you mentioned before also regarding setting up an advisory board for at the embassy for the African diaspora is also a really great idea. You know, especially when we're talking about the US, it's like, you know, 50 states and, you know, a lot of different cities and a lot of different skill sets and segments and all that. It would be good to set up some type of a structure that allows us to really dig deep and sort of reach the people on the ground and sort of gather ideas and bring it to the table. But
yeah, I definitely agree with you. And I'll take it back with Mrs. Apalu once we leave to really begin the process of engaging people in high places who have the skills, the talent, the experience, to really see if we can set up an advisory board to advise the leadership of the embassy as to how we can maximize the potentials of the United States. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
and I'll also say that it's a two-way traffic thing. I think that, you know, the expectation should not just be on the Ghana government or the embassy, right? I think as the diaspora, we also have to do a good job reaching out to the embassy. This event happened because we reached out to the embassy, and they were very open. And as a result, you know, very, 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 very little, you know, no resistance, I would say, right? So this event happened as a result of the openness, and the embassy's attitude to working with the diaspora. So I also encourage us in the diaspora to do our part. Thank you so much, Kofi. Before we go to the next question, I think that my production manager made a mistake and played the wrong video from World Remit. World Remit is a major sponsor for this event, so we want to make sure that we hear from them. So Lassie, if you're ready, can we play the World?
Dignitaries from the Ghana High Commission, other invited dignitaries, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for inviting World Remit to celebrate your independence. We are very, very proud as a company to be associated with Ghana. World Remit will help you transfer money to Ghana simply and securely to help support loved ones living, working, or traveling in Ghana. As you know, the good news is that now we have increased the monthly transaction limit for sending to mobile money, and it has been doubled from USD 1,500 to 3,000. Please note that the daily transaction limit remains at 500. Well, why would you choose us, and why do you continue choosing us? We, of course, are very trustworthy. We have been your partner for a very long time. But I'll just discuss with you just a few things of why World Remit still remains the best way to send money to your loved ones. We are fast. Over 70% of our mobile money transfers to Ghana are paid in less than 10 minutes. We help your money reach your loved ones even when they are thousands of miles away. Of course, we are very easy. We are the only money transfer provider in Ghana to offer bank transfer, airtime top-up, mobile money, and cash pickup options. We sent over 2 million transfers to Ghana in 2018, as you know, and you can imagine we're now in 2021. We've done much more than that. We are very secure. We, as an industry, are very, very invested in our technology in order to secure your money. So you can have peace of mind as you're sending money to Ghana. So there's a choice of ways to send money to Ghana. Pick a service that's most convenient for you. And don't forget, you can send through mobile money transfer. You can also send through bank transfer. That will take about 2 working days. And if you have a loved one in Ghana who has a cell phone, you can also send airtime top-up, and they will really, really appreciate. We also have very many cash pickup options that you can send money to, and they're all over in the country. So you don't have to send maybe to a city. No, you can send to a city where your loved one is. And we promise you that we'll be there. If you have any questions, feel free to contact our customer service, and we will help you from there. Thank you very much as you celebrate your independence, and we hope to see you again in the community. Thank you.
Send money to your loved ones with World Remit. With our simple, fast, and secure app, your money gets to your family and friends almost instantly, and it's available 24/7. We offer many ways to collect your transfer, like mobile money, bank deposits, and cash pickup. World Remit is a fast and secure service that lets you transfer money online using a computer, smartphone, or tablet. Download the app and get your first 3 transfers free using the code 3FREE. World Remit, a better way to send money.
Thank you so much, Debbie. I must also say, World Remit, we've done a few Ghana independence events, and most of the Ghana independence festivities, World Remit continues to support the Ghana community, not just in the DMV area, but all over the US and in Canada. So kudos to World Remit and for their constant support for in the Ghana community. Now, again, thank you so much for tuning in, joining the show. My name is Poku again. I want to say happy independence to everybody that joined the show. We've had some very interesting discussions. We're going to continue with our town hall session. The next question is coming from Juliet, and I think Daya also asked the same question. And I think this goes. I think I'll give this to Mrs. Cynthia if she's still online. It's pertaining to business. And he says the diaspora is encouraged to come and invest and explore business opportunities. However, the processes in place seem very cumbersome. It's not very straightforward, and it seems like in some cases there's favoritism. And so what is the government going to do to make sure that to ease up the process a little bit for the diaspora to actually participate in exploring opportunities?
Thank you very much. For a very long time, the government has been working so much to be able to communicate with individual businesses and agencies to make sure that we minimize number of business informations that a business person will have to go through. And therefore, there is a one-stop shop at GIPC. At the one-stop shop, you will find all the important information that you need. There is also an ongoing online database. In this online database, what is happening is that they are trying to cut down the number of questions or number of contacts or number of issues that an individual will have to put in each agency. So immediately you log on, what happens is that you will have one basic contact information, and then that one basic contact information has all the other authorities or agencies that are involved in your business to work, to be able to log in, to also take up what they want, instead of you moving from one industry or one business location to another. So that is the key interest in government's one of its agenda that at the end of the day, it will be simplified for a business person to actually, gain much time in other aspects of its work than rather going from one authority or one agency, and then it is the same information that you are being asked over and over. It is also very cumbersome because you have to move from one area to the other. So government has really looked at it and is working on it. I hope by close of the middle of this month or next, I think within 3 months, this should really become a reality. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think that because of time, what I'm doing
also add that as an embassy, we are also available for anybody who needs assistance. Please contact us and we will be able to facilitate your work or your business in Ghana. So do not hesitate to contact us when you need assistance.
Thank you, Ms. Genevieve. If you're confused, make sure the embassy is your first point of contact. So moving on. So there's a lot of African Americans and other Ghanaian nationals online as well. And I'm getting a lot of questions around how to get dual citizenship, what Ghana is doing to welcome African Americans that are interested in relocating to Ghana. And so I think that for the people that ask those questions, we're just going to bunch them together. And I think, Ms. Genevieve, this is going to come to you as well. Issues around how to get dual citizenship, what program is put in place to make sure that people, African Americans that are looking to relocate, or people of African descent that are looking to relocate together to Ghana, they can actually do so. Ms. Genevieve, I think this is yours. You're on mute.
Okay, if I got you right, you're asking how people can relocate to Ghana.
Right, so they are
questions around
interested
dual
in
citizenship.
how they can obtain dual citizenship. If you're an African American or somewhat of African descent, not a Ghanaian, living in you're an American looking to maybe relocate to Ghana, and or interested in getting your dual citizenship, what is the process in place for making that happen?
Yes, I would invite the interested parties to visit our website. We have the form, the dual citizenship form online. You download and send us the completed form with the fee that is attached to that process, and we will forward it to Ghana for processing. Once we receive the dual citizenship card for the applicants, we return it to them. So that's a process which is outlined on our website that you can follow. Yes, and then for people who are looking to relocate, let me once again say that as an embassy, we are there to assist, to facilitate the process for the diaspora. We are always in touch with all the experts back home who would be able to assist. So it's a simple process. And from what Mr. Akwesi Ajiman also told us, there's a whole process being put together to assist the Beyond the Return program, so that people who want to have right of abode and all that, the process will become simpler, much simpler. But until then, the embassy is there to assist. Kofi has shared the email address of the information section. And then Cynthia has also shared the email address for the trade section. So anybody who wants to go and do business in Ghana or needs any information as to how to facilitate whatever they want to do in Ghana, please send us the question and we'll be able to assist you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Quickly, let me add a little bit, just a
Okay.
little bit to what Mrs. Apalu said.
Mm-hmm.
So there's what Mrs. Apalu referred to for Ghanaians who want to do dual citizenship. So people who relinquished their citizenship and want to regain their citizenship back, right?
Mm.
So they would definitely use that exercise. And then the second bit that she mentioned is primarily for African Americans.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to provide that distinction.
Okay.
The first bit where you go to our website, which I've provided, is for Ghanaians who at some point were citizens and want to regain their citizenship back,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yes. And then the second bit about what Akwasi was referring to as far as the Homeland Act to make it easier, that's primarily for African Americans and non-Ghanaians who want to become citizens, right? So as it stands now, the process is trying to, the Akwasi and the team are trying to work on making it easier. But right now, in order for you to be a citizen as a non-Ghanaian, you have to go through the Ghana Immigration Service as a non-Ghanaian. So that's the slight difference that I wanted to share.
Okay.
And you can definitely visit and then, like Annabelle also said, visit the country, learn about the country, and start the process, right? But hopefully very soon we'll make it very easier. So it will take a shorter time for people, non-Ghanaians, to become citizens as well. So I just wanted to add a little bit to that. Yeah.
Okay, thanks for that clarification. Okay. We have a question on infrastructure. And by the way, before I go to the next question, I want to make sure that we don't have time, so we're going to take one question live, right? So if you have a question that you want to ask on Zoom, raise your hand on Zoom, use the Zoom functionality to raise your hand, and we will ask you to ask your question live. We can only do one of that. But I have a question on infrastructure, and Kofi, maybe you can help me direct this question because I'm not exactly sure who can answer a question on infrastructure. But somebody wants to know, what are the short and long-term goals for Ghana's infrastructure development? Roads, healthcare facilities, water, irrigation, electrical wiring, and all of that.
Okay, so I can add a little bit to that, and then Akwasi will also add a little bit to that because they definitely work in the space of setting up the right infrastructure to also promote tourism. So as far as roads, the government is investing heavily in trying to decongest the major cities. Right now, that's one of the problems when it comes to moving within Accra. So recently, the government embarked on an exercise to redo the Accra-Tema motorway and then also retouch the Tetekwashi interchange and other major parts of Accra. There have been talks about also dualizing some of the major connections between the capital and other capital cities, primarily Accra and Kumasi, Accra and Cape Coast. But equally important, the government is investing heavily in railway infrastructure. So the last 4 years saw a resurgence of investment in the railway sector, primarily trying to link Ghana to Burkina Faso, and then also link the Accra to the western side of Ghana. They've done some great work. You can actually go to Railway Ministry or Ghana Railway Authority on their Facebook page, and you see some pictures of some of the projects they've worked on. So that's another way. The government also is working on the Kumasi International Airport to also buffer up our international movement as well. It was supposed to be done in December, but due to COVID, it's been extended. Diallo talked about Poku. We now have a 4-tier interchange in Poku and a few interchanges in Accra. We have one in Tamale, trying to open up the cities and decongest the traffic situation. So government has, in fact, the last 4 years, government spent close to 20 billion Ghana cedis on road infrastructure, and it intends to invest more into that. Ghana has a lot of work to do when it comes to roads, and the government is committed to that. When it comes to healthcare, the government is investing in healthcare. Recently, the president announced the 111 project, which relates to 111 districts which don't have district hospitals. So the government intends to build district hospitals in the remaining districts that don't have hospitals, and then 6 additional regional hospitals. So these are investments that the government is doing in terms of healthcare. We've done the drone. We've brought in the ambulances to help in the emergency delivery system. So health, roads, and I think you mentioned one other area that I can also address. But I think for now, Akwasi can also maybe talk about, I know they are doing a lot of work in infrastructure as far as tourism is concerned. So he can also add a little bit to that. Yeah.
All right, Kofi, I think basically you have put everything in perspective. The little that I will add is the infrastructural development, railway development that is currently ongoing. I mean, we currently have a Minister for Railway Development. And one of the plans is to link the southern part of the country to the north. And so there is currently railway being built through Akosombo, through the Volta Lake, that will eventually get to Yeji and to the north. Eventually it will end up in Burkina Faso. As you know, Ghana is hosting the Africa Free Trade, Continental Free Trade Agreement office. And so infrastructural development leading out of the country to neighboring countries is also very critical. For us in tourism, we know that we depend a lot on access. And so we've been working very closely with the Ministry of Roads in trying to get access to most of the tourist sites and attractions. For example, Kakum is one of the most visited sites. And in previous years, you had a lot of complaints from visitors saying that the roads are not good. But during the year of roads, which was launched last year, Kakum has been fixed. Road networks to other destinations are currently also being done. For example, the paragliding site in Ohenetwene, there is a contractor on site building the road up there because we want to make Ghana also a hub for paragliding. We have the best paragliding spots here in Kwahu. Then you also have the cocoa routes. You know, a lot of farming communities need road access to bring their foodstuff to market. And so the cocoa roads are also being built by Cocoa Board to augment what central government is already doing in that space. So you have railway, you have airlines. Very soon the whole airport will start operating. So you have whole Tamale, Kumasi, and Wa as airports that are currently open for business. And we are working with the Ghana Airport Company to see how we can link some of the sites. So for example, from Kumasi, you may have to come back to Accra before you can link to Tamale by airplane. But we are hoping that in the foreseeable future, you can go directly from Kumasi to Tamale without coming back to Accra to go. So those are some of the things that we are doing, working with the various other agencies to ensure that access is granted. We also know of the Boankra project that is currently ongoing. So things are happening, and it's time for those who are interested in investing, time to look back. For those who are looking at other areas, you go online to the GIPC site and you get a lot of information on some of these projects that are going on in Ghana. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. This is exciting information.
And Kweku, just one last one. Government is also building the One District, One Factory project. So right now we have about 234 projects throughout the country at different stages. About 70 are operational. And then the remaining, both green and brown, meaning new companies, and then revamping old companies as well. So that's a major, another major infrastructure project the government embarked on. We've also done a lot of work in education. The government started the free SHS program, which onboarded additional thousands and thousands of students So we needed the right space to accommodate all the students. So the government embarked on an aggressive, sustainable strategy of hedging some statutory funds to get the resources in advance to build the schools. So we've been able to expand our school systems. And right now we are reverting back to our old process and canceling the double track system. So we've invested a lot in education as well. So just, there's a lot we can talk about, but I know time is of essence, so I'll leave it here.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.
All right.
So we only have time for one more question. We wanted to take a lot more questions on Zoom Live, but unfortunately we can't because we run out of time. So I see Tunde, you've had your hand up. If my production manager can unmute you and you get the last question to close the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Kweku, and the Ghanaian diaspora community and government for setting this up. I think this has been a fantastic event. I want to know like what the current appetite is for the Ghanaian government in terms of like supporting technology solutions from members of the diaspora community. So for example, my company has developed a technology that enables people speak to their mobile phones and other devices in African languages like Tree. I would really like to know how best I can engage the Ghanaian government and similar communities.
Okay, I can add something to that question.
Please go for it.
Yes.
Oh, okay, all right, sure. So government has a Ministry of Communications that looks at the telecommunication and our IT infrastructure. So we have an aggressive strategy to definitely open up our IT space. We've invested a lot in broadband and fiber optics. The minister is definitely in tune with what modern technologies we can leverage to improve IT services. So right now, NITA, which supports some of our IT infrastructure, is trying to see how we can consolidate all government, for example, email addresses, making sure everything is refined through a very secure path. We are also investing heavily in cybersecurity. Last year, there were a lot of investments in cybersecurity, and they are setting up programs. And then also Oracle, the government partnered with Oracle to open up startups, about 1,000 startups, to support about 1,000 startups, primarily in the IT space as well. So Ghana is definitely, we definitely have a lot of appetite in the IT space, and I would strongly urge you to go to Ghana. We have a lot of creative startups in Ghana that are working in the IT space. So I think it's a great opportunity for you to go. The Ministry of Communications is definitely interested in any IT related projects, and they've been doing a lot of that. So definitely give it a try. If you need help making some connections, I think Tunde, you reached out to me on LinkedIn and we've agreed to speak at some point. So yes, we can definitely pick up this conversation and then we'll do our best to assist you to get in touch with the right people as far as IT is concerned.
So I also want to call out, like, this is more artificial intelligence. So it goes beyond IT. And I just want to make sure that, so I work for companies here in the diaspora, but I think it's important that back home and in our communities, we start to master technologies like artificial intelligence, because I think it's going to be very critical in transforming our communities down the line.
No, we are actually interested in that. Recently, Bank of Ghana announced our investment in blockchain technology, for example, right? So Ghana is definitely progressive when it comes to IT. You'll be marveled at the level of talent you'll find in Ghana. So yes, artificial intelligence is something that we are interested in. We have young kids who are doing that, young kids who are in machine learning, young kids who are in robotics, and then also blockchain technology. There's a gentleman who actually grew up around this DMV area. I can't remember the name, but he set up a company. He's currently in Ghana pushing the blockchain technology as an example. So yes, Ghana is definitely very progressive when it comes to IT, and we are definitely ready to work with you. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
you. And with that, unfortunately, I would have to say we have to bring the conversation to a close because we are well over 30 minutes past our time. I want to take this opportunity to say a big thank you to all the speakers. Mrs. Genevieve, we really appreciate you making time for this. Mrs. Cynthia, Kofi, appreciate you for being so open to working with potencies to make this event happen in the reality. Mr. Akua Jiman, thank you so much for the amazing work you're doing in Ghana. We're definitely feeling your work. Miss Annabelle, keep pushing Ghana. We appreciate all the hard work. I also want to say thank you to Mrs. Akua for the great information. I'll definitely be reaching back to you about the immigration stuff. And finally, Mrs. Ajua from Ghana Diaspora PAC for sharing that all that information about opportunities available and what we should be capitalizing. If you just joined in, you missed a lot. I hope you didn't do Ghana time because we had some very, very great conversations around various topics, trade and investments, tourism, technology, immigration, and all of that. We'll have the recording available soon. So if you missed that, maybe you can reach back out to. We'll definitely share it with the Ghana Embassy as well. And you can have that. We can have the recording for this as well. So with that, thank you so much. I also want to thank my partners, NKF, Music for a Quarantine Fee. I want to thank Ghana Diaspora PAC, Ghana Black Star Agency, Black Star DJs. Thank you all. And I can't obviously forget our sponsors, World Remit and Moe J, for making this a reality. Thank you so much for your support of the Ghana community. And finally, thank you for everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in into the show. I'm sure you agree with me when I say this has been a great conversation. This is only day one of a weekend-long celebration of Ghana and 64 independence. And if day one is so exciting, you can imagine what day two and day three have in store for you. So tomorrow we're doing a live concert, a live virtual concert, obviously, with Black Star DJs and the Black Star Agency. It's going to be a lot of talent, a lot of artist performances, DJs, MCs, and various forms of entertainment on the show. It's going to be a 4-hour show from 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 8 p.m. GMT to about 7 p.m. So make sure to join the show. And today was the intellectual discussion and about the different things. Tomorrow we are really going to enjoy Ghana's culture, what Ghana really has to offer in terms of music and the arts, right? So I'll tell a friend. And then on Sunday, we have Music for a Quarantine Fee with the popular icon DJ Fisho, who was my co-moderator. He had to leave for another event. His show will be on Sunday. And so make sure to mark your calendar and let's connect again on those shows as well. Thank you so much. I think I have my MC coming in, DZQ, to end us off. And this is the last time you hear me speak. Happy Independence to everybody. Looking forward to working with you all.
Thank you very much. Quex, Mr. Kikwa, I call you Quex because I know you're good at what you do. And a big thank you to our 7 strong panelists that joined us today from the embassy. We say a big thank you to you. And just like Quex said earlier on, it's a 3-day celebration for the 64th Independence celebration for Ghana. We all love Ghana and we want to be part of this show. So tomorrow, please, if you do have time, just join us right here again on Zoom and on Facebook and all the Black Star DJ platforms, because we're going to have a big celebration tomorrow. We have over 300 DJs registered with Black Star DJs, and they're going to be entertaining each and everybody across worldwide. No matter where we are, wherever you're going to log in from, you're going to be entertained, and you're going to hear so many different kind of music coming your way. And this is happening on Saturday, tomorrow, 6th of March. It's actually 6th of March elsewhere, but here right now, we're still in the world, still the 5th. So definitely it's going to be hot on Saturday. And on Sunday, just like Craig said, it's Music for Your Quarantine Feet. One of the hottest DJ himself by the name DJ Fisho, who was one of our moderators but had to leave us early because he had other business to engage in. So without much to do, I'd like to say thank you to each and everyone who tuned in today, this evening, this afternoon, wherever you were listening to us. We have really been informed and has acquired a whole lot of knowledge about Ghana immigration system and how best we can help each other if we need any information about how to go to Ghana and even when you're in Ghana, what to do. So until we come your way again, I say thank you. Thank you to our sponsors, also World Remits, Moe J, and Ghana Black Star DJs worldwide. So ladies and gentlemen, until we come your way again, this has been your host with the Moses the Q saying 1.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Just this word, and no long thing, oh Lord, I need your help, and no one else. Just this word, no long thing, oh Lord, I need your help, and no one else.
Just one word is all I need. A true bet you want a terma, Casa do and Fashima. Eradicasa, Namanya Masu. Just one word is all I need. Your word is a yes and amen. Your words are true, you never lie. Whatever you say shall come to pass. Every other voice, so yeah. It's an opinion, they can have it. Eradicaso, Casa. Now what do you negate? Every other voice, so yeah. It's an opinion, they can have it. Eradicaso, Casa. Now what do you? Wasem, yes, so Onyami wasem, wasem, yes, so Onyami wasem, wasem, yes, so Onyami wasem,
Just this word, no long thing, oh Lord, I need your help, and no one else. Just this word, no long thing, oh Lord, I need your help, and no one else. Go.
Demons tremble at your voice, mountains move when you roar, the dead will rise when you speak life. Every other voice, so yeah. It's an opinion, they can have it. Eradicaso, Casa. Now what do you hate me? Demons tremble at your voice, mountains move when you roar, the dead will rise when you speak life.
Fellas. Dizzy.
Keep going, Prince.
Chris Paul. DJ.
Yes, sir.
What happened to the
music? You want to take over? Just entertain us with some music?
Oh, sure. So
it's all yours.
Thank you, sir. So right now it's basically free for all, right?
Exactly.
Anything goes.
Anything goes.
Great show, guys. You guys did a good job. Quakes, the whole team, the whole panel, all the professionals that came on. God bless you guys. You guys did a fantastic job. And I can't wait till tomorrow.
FSR VDJS, smashing the latest international joints worldwide. Black Star DJs worldwide.
Oh, yeah. What is serious, Shemano? Energy, Shemakomemu. Wakasim did it be a good masu. Shit, your diary. Or people, Marewanina. Or him, I teach you, Madenkoa. Is it Jenny and one or the Kumi? Shit, your diary. Shit, your diary, yeah. Shit, your diary. Shit, your time, yo. Shit, your diary. You made me so beautiful. Shit, your diary. Made my life so meaningful.
meaningful. Shed your dye me. Median come to me, baby. I'm a dreamy home. Many the son in us. Come see me no be more. We say, order pa, and we in a palm. Shasha, me yabido. Come send me team, come. Woman, come, move. In cabini, you see your door. Ah, me and Shiva. The boy me who. Mati, you see your door, but you gave me a reason to let you stay. My life's never been the same since the day. Oh, I will never ever let you go. I will never ever let you go. I will never ever let you go. Oh, the serious man, and it's just my comemu. What can some the debut go maso? Shed your dye me. What people marry one now. Why him me teach you then go on? It's the chin you want to decome. Shed your dye me. 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 Oh, you made me so beautiful. Shed your dye me. Made my life so meaningful. Shed your dye me. Made my coming in a chewofa. Mirrors in a shewonsa. Would you see Campitia Shemesa? It's Yene, Medana Mada. Oh, Mammy Chimo Yamido. Would you Jimmy so mammy feel strong? Yami Pemi Wana Mania. But you gave me a reason to let you stay. My life has never been the same since that day. I never felt love this special way. Here's a kiss to my heart. You take my breath away. What is serious, Shemano? And it's just my comment. What has them that they feel good muscle? Shed your dye. What people are walking down, or him, mommy, teach you would then go on. The situation you want to keep coming. It's much baby, move, wanna be a maggie boom. Me, Adam Musalamuntum, and the men of him who go Musalamuntum. Oh baby, move, wanna be a magic boom. Let's have it. I'm a baby, move, what's all in the moon? Obinimina, Ganchla, go figure out that's a check in it. Obamana, Obangabana, so do for him for a man. The better be there. No, the man, the jacket, be there. No, the man. Okay. Shadow boy town. Penata or Debufu, Mubisa, Obochobu, Huna, Yehua, body need to be the Yokozuna, while lay along here and pay in a Tawana, John. She baby, boo, a heavy hit, we do. Magasa, Namo from my baby, take Kiku, Ayame, who feel the Yamasha shower, at the moment, 101 no more, but Damasha shoe, Shamaka high, sweet, Naka hello, your papa was street, you wear flexible ghetto, Moana Maji, my one to do mellow, Gobble tire was a mixing over Santi yellow, Mosso Gumo physical, my chama mammy there, when you super service it, or you know what you try
Black Star DJs.
Friday, Tapolo, all night, Saturday night, our club with you. Yali, Martin, Seaman, Shock, and the Gugu Cap with you.
I the shape in all the Bible bed. Go for say, Dallas so they snap in the bay. Tigers in our do chapel walk when no Gaboshe. One house on a club in what bay. Tinyame summa ba na yelusumia. Dise unia, ladies are was so Yame summa ba na yelusumia. Majohuba full of bali lubeli. Tinyame summa ba na yelusumia. Netelu binukunda plastic. Yame summa ba na yelusumia. Shasuma miya yelukuna genetani. Mekate muda pa. Kada yame baba physical. Sawan consider bada. I try to have it with any bad.
Black Star DJs.
What's no color no so I saw into Mowanka. Sika Samini Chapuli, here for into Moamba, into Moambo. I will put on the test fall apart. I was an entertainment touch. Chapuli was school super.
Just want to take time out to say happy independence to all. God bless you for checking in. Let's go.
Now fake as them they be far to meet them. So says you be
folks, don't forget tomorrow. It's going down. It's all about the Black Star family. Let's go.
Black Star DJs.
Now day for my pool. Baby, dummy, now day for my pool. Dummy, now day for my pool. She's dummy, now day for my pool. Bye. Me doya, me do close my way. Na badu, my badu. Na no me care some more fun. They wanna shake. Or do we shake? They wanna shake. Or do we shake? One you. Or do we shake? Oh, why?